Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I will be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Sagittarius. And our card tonight is from the Tarot of the Abyss. And we have the Justice card. Okay. Let's take a look and see what we have going on over here. What do these tea leaves have to say? And if you can hear crunching, it is Pudgy over there crunching his late night snack. Okay, so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. So I have this feeling of, it just really feels like a time of a move towards the spiritual for sure. Look at that eye right there. And what is it above it? We have a VC. And we have an eye right here. It almost kind of looks like it's in a crown atop the head of, you can see these eyes and then the face, kind of no mouth. Hello, Pudgy. Kind of like the all-seeing eye up there, right? In the awakened third chakra. Come here, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh, you big boy. I love you. Wing. All right. So, definitely energy with eyes to see, right? Now, I want to go over here because, no, where is it? Where are we? I think it's this way. This one. Yes. Okay, so we have a person standing here, okay? And it looks like they're holding, it kind of looks like a basket with a face in it. Okay, we also have right here, it looks like some kind of maybe turnip or, like a radish, I guess. Sorry, mate. Okay, there we go. So a turnip or a radish. Okay, so some kind of sustenance. Adding to the life force here. But we also have a person with their arms raised in a devotional posture. And then up here, we have, it looks like a person with their arms raised towards the moon, which is up in the kind of metaphysical spiritual realm here on the rim of the bowl there. So we also have a bird right here kind of coming in and meeting the person. So there's messaging, there's divine messaging. We also have a snake or a cobra over here. So the highest of knowledge, kind of the king of knowledge. And so there are great insights. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. I know you just want me to hold you and pet you. Well, I can't right now. I'm sorry. Go find Poppy. He's in bed. So not just the serpent, okay, that is coming to, you know, kind of bestow some knowledge to you. This is like the supreme knowledge. This is the highest thinking, spiritual realm of kind of, well, like you call spiritual downloads. And so we have this scene, and it feels to me like you are in a place where you are absolutely drawn to your devotional work. You are drawn to, if you are a religious person, maybe you have been very involved with kind of being at church, going to mass, going to, your Sunday things or what throughout the week. I mean, really, really involved, making yourself of service. Now, if you are a practitioner outside of any kind of religion, or at least kind of like the Abrahamic religions, I would say that it's the same. I mean, maybe you have a community. If you're lucky, you have a community of people that you can practice with. Maybe you're a solitary practitioner, or you live in an area where, there's not really a grouping of people to kind of partake, in the practices with. But whatever it is, I feel like you're very active. Okay, so you are keeping yourself really in this thing. And that it does. It is not, it's not something that is easy. I think we often have this idea, especially when we begin our path of joining religion or the occult, or spiritual practices, or if you're maybe a Reconstructionist, kind of bringing back life into old religions, whatever it is, we go into things maybe thinking like, yes, it is, it comes down to the very simplistic worship and maybe the love of myself and my divine icon or deity or whatever it is, but there is so much more to it. I mean, it becomes so much a part of every aspect of our life, and it's a lot of work, because you have to educate yourself in so many ways. I mean, it just learning to there's just a lot. There's probably texts and learning the rituals and finding your own relationship within those rituals. How does this make sense to you? What are you feeling? You go through periods of time where you're feeling, maybe disconnected, trying to, come back into the fold of things. And all of that is a lot. It is a lot of work, and it is worthy work, in my opinion. But I see this and I think, this really is a time where you're feeling very in tune with your chosen. Okay, come on. You got it? You're down? Okay. Your chosen expression of the divine. And I can see, that this is something that is very important to you. I think that as you have grown into this time of your life, I think that it's something that maybe you never thought would be so central. But whatever the circumstances have been to lead you to this place, there is a sense of really, living the life of a holy person, and I know these words I use, they often are tied to any certain religion or spiritual path or whatever, and I just want to say that for me, I use language liberally. I often misuse words, or I apply them to fully different concepts than which they usually are used. But when it comes to the spiritual and religion and so on, there's a lot of crossover for me. So I always want to emphasize, this is a place, this channel, this space here is a place of great tolerance, and not only tolerance, a great love and joy and excitement for not a few religions, all religions. I am ever interested, and how I like to explain is that I just love to be among people in their grace. I love to know how people experience the unknown, the divine. What are your experiences? Maybe from childhood, maybe like myself, I was quite older. I had religious experiences as a child, I think, but I was not religious. I had no concept of a lot of things. I wasn't kept from it, but it wasn't important in my family's experience, or I wasn't I was not raised around it. And so, some of us come to it later, right? And I know there's somebody on here that some months ago they asked me if I was I reminded them of a chaos magician, which I thought was so such an astute thing to kind of notice. Not because I am into chaos magic necessarily individually, but yes, I have a background in it. So if you know anything about it, it is that there's a lot borrowed from each other. It's a lot of crossing over into schools of thought and systems and pantheons, and everything is kind of is a lot less strict. So that is to say, this is a long way of saying that, I don't want to alienate anybody, and I don't promote any certain agenda here. Only that, spiritual freedom and, absolutely, great exploration. And, it's just such a beautiful and interesting world that we live in. And so let's take a look. I want to look at this one because it looks so much like, I was thinking it reminded me of maybe an Anubis, or even like a Sekhmet, the lioness goddess. It's in an enthroned position. So a seated position upon a chair, okay? And then we have a devotee down here. And so I look at this as one of the, and I'm not going to go with Anubis here, but definitely this mother archetype of a goddess, an old goddess, by the way. An old goddess. One of the, now I don't think she's primordial necessarily, but close to. So this is one of those ancient energies that come up, that meet you in the places where you might be surprised. And I think for all of us, we have these, well, now I would say they're kind of informal rites of passage in life often, okay? Now we might have a party or, some kind of, hopefully some kind of ritual. But I think that there has been quite a disconnect from our huge rites of passage in life. It used to be that these were things that were experienced not in just a singular day, but over the course of sometimes days, weeks, months, years. Okay. They came along with ordeals and lessons and secret stories and information that one would receive as they kind of came through a threshold. And now for me, I look at this and I think of we have this mother goddess. And so this is so tied to life and death, birth and death. And I can tell you that when I was pregnant, I was getting ready to have my daughter. I have been blessed enough to have many mothers in my life because my biological mother, my mother of mothers, she passed away when I was about 11 years old. And I did not, I mean, if I did, I don't remember. I have not a lot of memories of her. But I came into this thing of being pregnant and having a child, getting to the point of having a child, getting ready. And it was an absolute mystery to me because I just had never really thought that I would have a family. And I really didn't speak to people about these things. I was never really around children. I was terrified because I didn't know how to talk to the mother figures in my life. I felt like I was kind of on the outside of a covenant that I just didn't know how to get into. I didn't even know how. I was, there weren't a lot of talks with me about the practical things, but also, the spiritual aspects of becoming a parent. And I was very worried about this. This was something that terrified me for, weeks leading up to my birth process. And one night while I was having contractions a couple of days before my daughter was born, I had a vision. I woke up in the middle of the night by myself, and even the cats were asleep. And I just was terrified. I was in a state of terror. And I felt like I was almost like in some in-between place. I can't explain it, but that it felt very surreal. Almost kind of, yes, still in a dreamy state. And I was, crying and sitting at the end of the bed and crying and I didn't know how to console myself. And suddenly I just felt this presence of this mother energy, okay, the mother that reaches back into time before time, this source, maybe the daughter of the daughter of the source, right? A few generations down, but stepping into this space with me, and I immediately kind of realized I feel like I'm in like a cave, or I'm in like the womb, or I'm in this tent that is warm and almost too warm, but it's almost kind of my vision felt quite watery, or kind of blurred and just kind of very dreamy. And she came and she sat with me, and I could feel in this, you know, without words, but in this interaction, this feeling of the only way that this is going to go to work is if you surrender yourself to the process. Your body knows what to do. It just knows. And if you fight it, you know, or overthink it, or, you know, get yourself worked up into a frenzy here, it's only going to go badly. And you just will know, you know, you just will know. Just listen. And this feeling of being held by not only every like mother I've ever known, but every mother everywhere, you know, that's ever been. And so I look at this and it reminds me very much of this feeling of, and now maybe you're not having a child, right? Or maybe, you know, this doesn't relate. Maybe you never will have a child, or it was not an experience that was profound to you, which is fine, right? Some things they don't feel as meaningful as, you know, they are for some other people, and that's fine. We all have different experiences. But what I do see is that there is a feeling and an understanding that you have through whatever process that you are going through, that you are interconnected with everything, and you are blessed. You are being watched over. And not even just being watched, or you're being held deeply. You have the favor of the cosmos behind you. And some days it might not feel like that. And some days you might feel weak, and you might feel tired, and you might feel broken and defeated. It's understandable. But I also think you have moments, great and holy moments, where you know that everything that is, everything that was, everything that will be is so truly tied to you and your experience and your, you know, your infinite nature. And in that, it's like we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. You know, if that doesn't help us fill our own heart, I don't know what can, you know? I don't know what can. But I think that you are there. And I think not only that, I feel like there's a sense of you are also an initiator, or you will become one. I see that we have kind of a hand over the head of this person who is kind of in this, you know, either kneeling, or they're kind of in a seated position, a devotional seated position. But I see this hand over, and I think, yeah, you will also be a facilitator, an initiator, somebody who helps other people on their path, through their rites of passage. Okay, if that's in a formal capacity, or somebody who is supportive, very supportive. Okay, and you have just a natural ability to connect with people like that. Don't put your rump on there. Okay, let's see. We have an E. An E seems like important, important, important. And then we have a U and a heart. And, you know, the thing I was thinking when I saw the Justice card, and now I'm seeing it because we have this owl, and I almost, and we have these two people dancing up here. So I immediately thought, and I thought maybe we have to look at these cards before I see anything else. But I feel like there was somebody in the past, and I think this is like ancient history in a lot of ways, but somebody who kind of did you wrong. Like they, you know, I don't know, blamed something on you, or they took something that wasn't theirs, or, you know, they just caused trouble for you. And they kind of got away with it. Now I don't think this is legal, but I think within maybe, you know, like the workplace or the social circles or within the family or whatever. And I think that you definitely told people, like, watch out for them, blah, you know, they're untrustworthy, or, you know, kind of a snake of a person. And we have the snake right here. This is right there. It looks like an S and it looks like a snake. And so I think that, you know, it was what it was, and it kind of just, you know, life happened and things, you know, everything went on, and you kind of have forgotten about it, and probably, you know, forgotten about the person or whatever. But I think that something is coming up where you are kind of being like, it's verified that you were right about this person. And, you know, unfortunately, whatever they did or whatever happened, you know, it maybe could have been, you know, avoided if people just had listened to you. But, you know, unfortunately that didn't happen. And now, you know, people know this is, you were right. You were right. So I feel like there's almost kind of this, you know, it's like a little bittersweet. But, you know, and it shows that you are a person that does see people's character. Hello, TT. You want to do the doors with me? Let's do the Divine Doors. Divine Doors Oracle cards. Okay, let's see what's going on with these doors. We'll stop where it feels right. Okay, and we're at some kind of cathedral here. It says, Jude's song. A reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases. You can find peace within the strangest of places. Hopeless of lost cases. Yeah. The strangest of places. I'm trying to think. You know, the thing for me is that I don't find peace. This is what this reminded me of, is I just, when things are chaotic outside of my direct life, I don't know why, but it's like my life comes together. I feel like I can navigate through my life a lot easier, and I don't know what that is. It's just like a weird balance thing. You know, and I don't know what it is about that, but I do. I feel like in a strange way, like I'm really good at making a calm, peaceful place within the absolute chaos of the world. And yeah, lately that's been all the time, it feels like, right? So you know, hopefully something will happen where things get a little easier. I don't know, though. You know, the thing is, too, I think it's a lot of perception. I think a lot of it has to do with that. When I don't watch the news very much, I guess, like, life doesn't seem as intense all the time. You know, it doesn't feel as chaotic. But then again, I'm privileged because I live in the middle of nowhere. And There's not really anything happening. The big dramas are the squirrels are getting Twitter pated right now. And so there are kind of like, it's like Game of Thrones out there, right? They're absolutely posturing for moving the territory around. So that's the big drama of our life here. But yeah, so, you know, I don't know. Maybe you are the same. Are you the same? TT just thrives on absolute chaos. She's an agent of chaos, period. Aren't you? Yeah, she's over here sleeping. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm prattling on long enough, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. I love doing the bonus readings because I feel like I can go off on a little more of tangents, which I love a good tangent. As long as I can try to find my way out of it. All right. So if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. If you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. I absolutely am so thankful to receive them, and you are the best. You have anything to add, Miss T? No, just that you want to go to bed. She says, let's go to bed. All right. I love you. Take care of yourself. We will talk in just a few days. Thank you, Sagittarius.